Hey there everyone! In this video we're going to go over the final exam outline. I want to remind you that the final exam is available from 7/22 to 7/23 only, so it will close on a Friday because our semester ends this Friday, so make sure that you finish it by 11:59 p.m. on 7/23. Again, that's Friday. We're done on Friday. You will have 2 hours and 10 minutes to complete the final exam. If you're someone who has accommodations, please let me know if you would like to use those so we can make sure that you have any resources or accommodations that you need before you start taking the test, because once you begin, I can't make any of those changes. Once you begin the exam, it cannot be paused. If you walk away from the exam and the timer runs out, you will forfeit your time. If you begin too close to the deadline, you will also forfeit the time. So make sure that you're giving yourself 2 hours and 10 minutes and not trying to rush through it in 1 hour. It is your responsibility to take the exam on time and to take the exam in an area with stable Wi-Fi connections. Once an exam has been started, I can't do anything in Canvas to intervene. So again, make sure you're starting it on time and have a good connection. Read the directions carefully for the written response questions. So points will be deducted from responses that show a misunderstanding or misrepresentation of the material. So for instance, if you said that Wide Sargasso Sea takes place in the United States, that wouldn't be accurate. So think of that sort of thing. Going on here, points will be deducted from answers that are too short. Length requirements will appear on the exam, so you will have a reminder after the questions, so after the prompts, how much you need to write at minimum. If you want to write more, that's great, but make sure you're not just writing 2 sentences. We don't want to do that. Points will also be deducted if there are multiple or repeated grammatical errors. You are allowed to use first-person pronouns, so I, me, or my, in your responses to the short answer questions. That's fine. If you want to say I think or I interpreted this as, that's okay. For the short essay, you will need to include at least one quote from Exit West. So this time our essay just on Exit West. It's the only text you should be looking at for that portion. You do not need to include the honor pledge or citation at the end of the written portions, because if it is not memorized, you may try to switch screens. So I want you to only be on the screen for the test. Don't worry about putting the honor pledge on there. I'm just assuming that you're going to be honest with your work. Going on here on the short essay portion of the exam, you will notice an honors variation for each prompt. This is if you are in a class that has an honors student. If there are no honors students in your class, then you won't see this portion, so you can disregard that. Those of you who are in a class with an honors student, don't take that person's prompt. That's just for the honors portion. It's a little bit harder. These additional instructions, again, are only for the person who's taking the class for honors credit. Going on here, if there's evidence of plagiarism or cheating of any kind, you will receive a 0 on the exam. So please don't cheat, everybody. Cheating includes, but is not limited to, students working together on the exam or students copying material from online sources. So you shouldn't be opening up any other tabs for this test. You should just be using your textbook, and any notes you have are okay, but again, don't go online to get more information. We don't want to do that. So again, if you use any material from the internet or have another student help you, you are going to receive a 0. So let's not do that. We don't want a 0 on our last assignment here. The exam is, as I said, going to be available from 12 a.m. on July 22nd to 11:59 p.m. on July 23rd. Again, please note it closes on a Friday. I can't let you take it any later than that. It's got to be by Friday. Here's our outline of the exam, so a breakdown of the questions. There are going to be 10 multiple choice questions related to art, so you'll have to choose whether a painting is realist, post-colonial, modern, or contemporary. So just 3 options, nice and easy. There will be 5 true or false questions related to the short stories by Tagore, so that's Punishment and Kabbalawala. One short answer prompt related to the Metamorphosis or Diary of a Madman. So you'll see one of those. It'll either be a question related to the Metamorphosis or Diary of a Madman, not both. But I would suggest going back and reviewing those stories if you were not as familiar with them. There's going to be 5 true or false questions related to Wide Sargasso Sea, one short answer prompt related to Wide Sargasso Sea. Then we're going to have 10 multiple choice questions related to Exit West, and lastly, one short essay prompt related to Exit West. So that short essay is going to be worth 50 points on the final exam, so a big portion of the exam is that essay. So I would say give yourself time to brainstorm, to maybe draw an outline, to work on that a little bit. Again, you're going to have 2 hours and 10 minutes for this, so quite a bit of time to write that short essay. So make sure that you're planning for that. And you can answer the questions in any order. So if you want to whip through the multiple choice questions or through the true or false, you can do that, or you can start with the essay. It's up to you. Just make sure that you go back and answer those questions. Now, if you did the extra credit assignment, those points have to be added in manually later. So once you finish the test, you're going to see an automatic score that's going to be scoring the multiple choice and true and false sections, but any written portions I have to grade later. So your final grade is going to come in a little bit later once I've been able to read through all of your responses and then add your extra credit if you did that. So don't freak out if you have a lower number than expected at first. All right, if you have any questions, comments, or concerns about the final exam, please let me know as soon as possible. Again, it's going to be open on Thursday and Friday, so we want to make sure that you finish this by Friday. We can't have anybody else taking it after the semester ends, so it's got to be by Friday. Again, let me know if you have any questions and enjoy the rest of your week.